Are we going through a historic housing correction? How low will the prices go? Well, in this video, we're going to cover off a CTV article which covers off an RBC report which says we are indeed going through a historic housing correction. And how low the prices will go? Well, make sure you stay until the end because I think the answer is going to surprise you. So let's get to it. Hi everybody, my name is Connie Sarvanandan and I'm a real estate agent and investor here in Toronto and the GTA. And I think we should just get right to the article. Okay, so this is the article. It's from CTV News, and the title of the article is Historic Housing Correction is Underway in Ontario, RBC says. This is how much prices could fall. And I will try and link this article in my video. I've been having trouble lately because of copyright, so if it's not linked below, make sure you take note. It's CTV and this is the title. Every time I do a video, I try to bring different resources and review them. So this week, this article is from CTV News. I've done all kinds of other news sources. And the reason why I do that is I'm trying to give you an unbiased opinion from a third party, and then I will give you my opinion at the end of the article. So let's get right into the article. Okay, so the first few paragraphs basically say we are indeed going through a historic housing correction according to RBC, and this is happening across Canada, and where you're going to feel it the most is in markets like Ontario and BC. What they talk about in the GTA, they're saying prices soared during the pandemic and were up nearly 36% as of February. So they're quoting February, which was the peak. And so they said February prices were 36% up versus a year ago. And then they're saying with the interest rate hikes that have been happening, and the Bank of Canada front loading their interest rate hikes, which means that last week they did one for 100 basis points. They did that saying that they were front loading because they're not going to do little increments anymore. So I think they're hoping that all of their hikes will be done by the fall. And so with that said, that's really put pressure on the housing market. And so what RBC is saying is what their expectations are, and this is really the gist of the report, is they are expecting prices to decline about 12% year over year by 2023 Q1. They expect the average home price across Canada to decline by about 12% from the February peak to early 2023. So from February 2022 to Q1 of 2023, they're expecting a 12% decline. And what they're saying is if that does happen, then that would be the biggest correction that they've seen. And they definitely say that correction will really depend on which market you are. And so why does that matter? Well, that's what's happening in the next few paragraphs. Okay, so what they mean by market is really about affordability. So what they're saying is in markets where the home pricing is much more affordable, you're not going to see as steep a drop. And really what they're attributing that to is these Bank of Canada interest rate hikes, which have influenced prime rates, which are what our mortgages are set at and other lending is set at. They're saying that, with more affordable housing, it doesn't affect it as much as the expensive markets like Ontario and BC. So they're expecting the correction in Alberta and Saskatchewan to be about 3%, most of the other provinces to be between 5 and 8%. But in Ontario and British Columbia, they are saying it's going to be higher, and they're projecting, there's going to be a significant drop in actual volume as far as sales of home, that we could see up to a 14% drop from the February high all the way to Q1 2023. So that's what they're expecting. If you're finding this content useful, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And if you have any real estate needs in Toronto and the GTA, feel free to call, text, email, or WhatsApp, and we'll be sure to take care of you. And if you want to talk to me directly, then I'm going to put my calendar link below. We get clients from around the world reaching out to us, and we absolutely love it. So feel free to ask me any questions. And if you have any comments, good or bad, we love hearing them because it makes us better, and it also lets me know what kind of content you're interested in watching. And so why is all of this happening? According to RBC, what they're saying is the Bank of Canada has increased its key overnight rate from 0.25 to 2.5% in order to try and help curb inflation, and has warned that more hikes are likely. And they're also saying that what RBC is expecting is by October, the overnight rate will reach 3.25. So remember, during the pandemic, it was 0.25. We just had a 100 basis point hike last week, and now we're sitting at 2.5. And RBC they're saying that they're expecting it to go to 3.25 by October. So that, combined with the mortgage stress test rates, because they've also increased the stress test, which is a test that people who are trying to qualify for mortgages take, that sees what they can qualify for if the interest rates were to rise. That has also gone up. And so ultimately what they're saying is that's going to really affect buyers' ability to buy and their affordability. So they think that that's what's going to put a damper on pricing. And that's what's going to eventually bring out this material correction. Now, here's the big thing that they are saying. So the big thing that they're saying that is important to note is even with all of this material correction, they do not expect a housing collapse. And what they're saying is basically what RBC is saying is this is just a normalization of the marketplace because it has been so crazy and out of control for the last 2 years that you needed a correction, you needed it to normalize. So we're just bringing it back down to normalization. Now they're saying that, of course, there could be a more severe or prolonged slump, but they don't know for sure. But that said, they do think that the stabilization is more likely the route. And the reason why they're saying that is twofold. One is that there's still demographic fundamentals, which means that they believe that the population is going to continue to grow, especially with immigration. And then also the fact that we lack housing stock. We don't have enough homes. So they don't, because of those reasons, they don't see this as a potential huge crash. They don't know for sure, but they don't expect that. And then the last data point comes actually from TREB. And remember, TREB is the Toronto Region Real Estate Board. That's the real estate board that I work for the GTA. And they are saying that sales were down 41% year over year in June, while the average home price was still up 5% from the previous June. And our average home price is sitting at $1.146 million. So basically, again, I've said this in almost all my videos, when you are getting numbers from any source, make sure you look at all the numbers, because right now we are seeing month over month decline for the last 4 months, yet if you look at year over year, we're still higher than year over year. And so that's what TREB is saying. Our sales are down 41%, meaning the volume of houses being sold is down 41%. But the overall price is still up 5% than a year ago. So that's the big difference. And so that's it. That's it for this article. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any comments, good or bad, I'd love to hear them. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If you have any real estate needs, feel free to call, text, email, or WhatsApp, and we'll be sure to take care of you. And if you want to talk to me directly, I'm going to put my calendar link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.